angel in the morning, shooting star across the night. The most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life. Every second spent with you is like a day that starts brand new. Girl, I'm so amazed at all the things you do. Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise you forever and for always. Sunshine, baby, don't you go away. I want me, all over me, already alive. I will love you forever. I want me, all over me, already alive. I will love you forever. I hear music in your words and in the way you call my name. When you're by my side, I can't do anything. You're my best friend, you're my lover. Without you, no one else would do. Through thick and thin, I know we'll make it true. Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise you forever and for always. Girl, you are my sunshine, baby. Don't you go away. I want me, all over me, already alive with me. See, I will love you forever. I want me, all over me, already alive with me. I will love you forever. My baby, you are my sunshine. My love and my essence. There's no one like you. My baby, you are my sunshine. My love and my essence. There's no one like you. You are me, all over me, already alive. See, I will love you forever. Oh, me, all over me, already alive. See, I will love you forever. My sugar, my honey, my lover, I will love you forever. My baby, my lover, and my best friend, I will love you forever. I place no woman above you. I will love you forever. I promise to always love you, baby. I will love you forever. And there's no one other girl to love. I will love you forevermore. Forever and ever and evermore. I will love you forever. Cause you are my baby, my sunshine. I will love you forever. And when there's nothing more to say, I will love you forever. Like an angel in the morning, shooting star across the night. The most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life. Every second spent with you is like a day that starts brand new. Girl, I'm so amazed at all the things you do. Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise you forever and for all. Sunshine, baby, don't you go away. I want me, all over me, already alive. I will love you forever. I want me, all over me, already alive. I will love you forever. I hear music in your words and in the way you call my name. forever. You will be all over me, around me, around me. I will love you forever. My baby, you are my sunshine, my love and my essence. There's no one like you. My baby, you are my sunshine, my love and my essence. There's no one like you. You are me, all over me, already alive. Say I will love you forever. Oh, you are me, all over me, already alive. Say I will love you forever. My sugar, my honey, my lover, I will love you forever. My baby, my lover, and my best friend, I will love you forever. I place no woman above you. I will love you forever. I promise to always love you, baby. I will love you forever. And there's no one other girl to love. I will love you forevermore. And evermore. I will love you forever. Cause you are my baby, my sunshine. I will love you forever. And when there's nothing more to say, I will love you forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. I will love you forever. All right, good evening, everyone. We are going to be starting right away while others join. Today, we're going to be discussing the pressure. Pressure in general, but more importantly, pressure as it relates to relationship and marriage. It's so important for us to understand that there are some things we should not even allow to happen to us as humans. Because when they happen, they actually make us worse off when we allow them in our life. And a good example of that is pressure. Pressure to get married, pressure to have kids, pressure to take care of your family, pressure to keep the family together, pressure in different areas as far as relationship and marriage is concerned. One of the reasons why men tend to die early than women in a relationship is because of the point we are discussing today, pressure. One of the reasons why people have BP, high blood pressure, and age very fast is pressure. It's so important for us to understand that we must not allow pressure to take a better part of our lives. Youth of this generation are faced with the challenge of choosing life partner. Many are follow practices and not principles. And these are led to a situation where you have a very high rate of divorce and paternity fraud in many marriages. So the goal of this program is to help everyone that will be watching or listening to this in future to be able to get it right in this critical area of their life. You will hear some uncommon ideas about marriage in this series, but please know that, take note that these are based on fact, they are based on statistics, they are based on scriptures, they are also based on science in some cases, and they will help you to align with the current reality of our time. Listen with an open mind, and also go back to check some of the thoughts that have been shared in order to see if those things are so.
So today, we are discussing pressure. Please note when I say pressure, I'm talking about pressure before marriage and pressure inside marriage. Pressure before marriage is the pressure to get married. The pressure on women, otherwise called the biological clock. And this makes women sometimes to just marry just anyone that come their way at some point in their life because of biological clock. Because of biological clock. But you know what this does? It makes them not to think clearly about that critical decision of their life. And by not thinking clearly, they are prone to errors, prone to making mistakes, and just marry anybody that comes their way. As a lady, you don't want to find yourself in that situation in which you put yourself under undue pressure to get married because of biological clock. I was talking to someone, my colleague yesterday, and I was telling them that getting married is easy. We are the one that complicate it. One of the complications is to believe you must see a dream or have a vision of the person you will marry. Maybe someone share his own testimony with you. You love the testimony and you want to have that kind of testimony. If you're a Christian, that might mean you are boxing God in a corner, that this is the way God must show you your husband. Whereas you might have that husband right beside you, but you are not seeing it because you are looking for a sign, and he won't show you any sign. So it is not as complicated as we make it. It's just for you to understand there are some set of people you can marry, and then the remaining people, you can decide which of them best suit your criteria. Depending on your belief, depending on your religious persuasion. But the idea is that it is not as difficult as we paint it. So pressure to get married. But the pressure that is the most important, the most serious pressure is the pressure after the marriage. Because immediately you get married, people are now having expectation. They'll be counting days for you. They'll be checking your tummy if you're a lady. Is it pregnant? Is it not pregnant? Is it pregnant? Is it not pregnant? If it's pregnant, is it male or female? How old is it? How many months is it? A lot of people are going to prognose into your affair. It is none of their business, but they will prognose into your affairs. So it's not about getting married. Even after getting married, there is still pressure. And the goal of the session today is how do you prevent or avoid that pressure? Like I said earlier, one of the reasons why men die early in marriage is because of this pressure. And a lot of the pressure society put on them. For example, pressure of who provide finance. Sorry for the break in transmission. For example, the pressure of who provide funding in the home. People have put load on men that the Bible did not put on them. They will say a man that cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. But the Bible does not say a man. The Bible says, if any. If any. If any does not provide. If any does not provide for his family, is worse than an infidel. Choma, can you hear me now? Is my volume better? Maybe you should increase the volume of your phone. Maybe you should increase the volume of your phone. All right. Today we are looking at how to handle the problem, the stress, and the pressure that we experience in relationship and marriage. It is very important to start by saying that we live in a stress-inducing world. And it appears that the more sophisticated our world is, the more the pressure we face. It appears that the more sophisticated our world is, the more sophisticated our world is, the more distress we experience in our life. As a matter of fact, just making choices is already stress-inducing. Sometimes you are in a maybe you are in a supermarket and you need to take a decision on what to buy. And sometimes you just realize taking that decision sometimes can be very stressful. Sometimes can be very stressful. Taking that decision. Taking that decision can be stressful. So we are faced with pressure in the world. In the area of relationship, getting married, after getting married, having kids, after having kids, taking care of the kids, paying their school fees, paying your rent, getting food for them. The pressure keeps increasing. The pressure is not abating. You must learn to take it easy. So just making choices can be a stressor. For example, the choice of choosing a life partner can be very stressful. The choice of choosing a husband or wife can be very stressful. Particularly when you have multiple options. Particularly when you have multiple options. This is because you need to go through different processes to be able to choose. To be able to choose the right person. Because so many issues that people experience in marriages today is based on the choices they made. Is based on the choices they made. Someone said, there is nothing like I married the wrong person. There are only 40 decision-making systems. There are only 40 decision-making systems. There are only 40 decision-making systems. Olatinwo, you need to increase your volume. Increase the volume. Can others hear me, please? Someone say you cannot hear me. If you can hear me, just indicate, raise up your hand. Okay. Okay, Esther, you can hear me now? All right. So there are only 40 decision-making systems. So it's for you to check, how do you make decisions? Do you know that many people make decisions based on what they see on the outside? I was telling someone yesterday that if husband and wife have good character, even if they are not Christians, they will have a good marriage. If they have good character means I love my partner, I want the best for her or for him, I apologize whenever I offend him or her, and I'm considerate. I won't tell her to do something when I know she's tired or she's not feeling too well or he's not feeling too well. I'm considerate. You can have a good marriage. Even if they don't know God. Atheist. My mentor will tell me that one of the best marriages he has seen in his life is among couples who have been married for over 40 years, who are both atheists. These couple are in their latter years, they still love themselves. They still love themselves. So what will you now say about those that claim to be Christian, who have the Bible as a compass, but many of them are enduring their marriages? It is important to note that our world will not get better in the way it stresses us. It will get worse. And that means you will have to make up your mind that you will not be touched by the stressor. You must master the way you live in this world so that you are not affected by the stressors that confront you every day. So you'll not be affected by the stressors that confront you every day of your life. WHO reported that 80 to 95% of all diseases are caused either directly or indirectly by stress that we face in our world. Some people have diabetics. They take a lot of sugar because it helps them. It's a palliative for their depression. Some smoke. It's a palliative for their depression. And it is the pressure of life, of marriage, that make them to be depressed, to be taking things that will destroy their health. Indirectly, stress, killing them. It was reported that more than 80–90% of women, ladies in mental home, in psychiatric hospital, developed that sickness, developed that mental ailment because of the man that they married. Because of the man that they married. Because of the man that they married. If you go to Arrow, that's the psychiatric hospital in Ogun State, majority of the women that are in that psychiatric home were mainly because of their relationship and marriage. Because of their relationship and marriage. It's important to state that life event that stress you, it is important to state that it is not life event that stress you, but rather the way you perceive the event that happened to you. Someone put it this way: nothing is anything until you give it a meaning. Nothing is anything until you give it a meaning. If you give your delay marriage a meaning, that is the meaning that you have given it. That's the way you feel it. If you give delay in childbirth a meaning, that is the meaning you have given it. That is what it is to you. You could think about it in another way. Someone is having delay in childbirth and is saying, God, I know that we are going to have a special child, just like Isaac and Samson and Samuel. And we need to prepare for this child. And hence the delay we are having. Teach us to know how to prepare well ahead for the arrival of this child. That is a perspective of someone who is having delayed childbearing. That's the perspective. That's the perspective of someone who is having delayed childbearing. Another perspective, my own is finished. My family is nothing. There's no child in this family. This marriage is a failure. That's another perspective. Another perspective. The same situation. The same situation. There's a delay in marriage. Maybe God is bringing for you a king that will make you a queen, and he wants you to prepare adequately for him. And you are asking the question, how am I supposed to be preparing? What am I supposed to be learning? Because my king is coming. That's a perspective. Another perspective, oh, my own is finished. I'm having a problem in my life. I'm not getting husband, nobody is coming. Biological clock is ticking. Will I ever have child in my life? It's difficult to have child after so years old. Another perspective. So it is not the situation of life that stresses us, that put us under pressure. It is the way we perceive it. Someone said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at an issue, the issue will change. When you change the way you look at a situation, the situation will change. Because you change your perspective. Remember, nothing is anything until you give it a meaning. This means you perceive yourself as not having the capacity or capability to handle the event that is confronting you. When you perceive in itself that the capacity you have to deal with the current situation is not enough, then stress is induced in you. Then stress is induced in you. This is why two people can be facing the same situation in their relationship and marriage. And this is making one of them to be stressed, and the other person is not stressed. It is not the circumstances and situation that confront you that is causing stress. It is the way you perceive your ability to handle that situation. Because you are seeing it that the biological clock is ticking, and I might not have a child again, because you think the goal of a marriage is to have a child. But there are people getting married abroad and refuse to have children, and they have fantastic marriage. You need to define the reason you are getting married. If you have sufficient ability and you perceive in yourself as having enough capacity to handle the situation, you will not be stressed. You are married, you need to pay rent. Your rent is 500,000. If you have 500,000 in your account, you won't be stressed. Because in you, you know that, no, I can take care of that. I have the money. But when you don't have it, that perception that you don't have the money makes you to become stressed. Make you to become stressed. Some people thrive in stressful situation because their perception of the situation is great. But in the same situation, some people will attempt to commit suicide. Please note that all life events are neutral. As far as causing stress is concerned, all life events are neutral. And this means they do not come to give you stress. It is your perception of this life event that brings stress in your life. Life does not happen to you in the event that you go through in life. Life happens to you in your disposition to that event. It is that response that determines how it affects you. It is that response that determines how it affects you. It is that response that determines how it affects you. All life events, no matter what it is, do not have any capacity to make you feel anything in themselves and by themselves. All life event does not have capacity to make you feel anything in themselves and by themselves. It is the way you feel about it. Listen to this. Your disposition to the challenges of life is going to determine whether it is a consuming fire or refining fire. Your disposition to the challenges of life is going to determine whether that challenge is going to be a consuming fire or refining fire. If the material you are made of is gold, the challenges of life will be a refining fire. But the material you are made of is hay and stubbles, is grass and organic matter, is wood. The fire is going to consume you. By the way, it is the same fire on the gold, making it shiny. The same fire on wax, making it melting. It's the same fire. It is the same fire on the wood, making it burn into ashes. Your disposition to the challenges of life is going to be determined whether it's a refining fire or consuming fire. Everything, everyone thinks that the event of life that happened to them is what caused the outcome that they have in their life. But that's not true. It is the way you thought about that event that gave you the outcome you have. You only feel the way you feel after you have thought of it in a particular way. And it is the way that you thought about it that has brought stress to your life. Please know that your disposition can be responsive or reactive. Being responsive means you perceive it correctly. Being reactive means you perceive it wrongly. Wrong perception is what creates stress that you experience in your relationship, in marriage, another area of your life. Stress is self-contained and self-originating and self-destructive. And it means everything is happening right within you. It means everything is happening right within you. This means the stress does not come from outside. The stress is coming from inside. The stress does not come from outside. The stress is coming from inside. It originates within you and it's sustaining your thought or sustained by your thought. Now, the word stress was used in physics to refer to interaction between a force and the resistance to counter that force. The word stress was first used by Ancillary, who first incorporated this term into medical lexicon to describe the non-specific response of the body to any demand. This man was an endocrinologist. That's someone that studies hormones. He's also a pathologist. Those are the people that conduct autopsy, that open up the dead to check the cause of death. And as a pathologist, he carried out over 1,000 autopsies on different dead bodies. In the course of carrying out these autopsies, he discovered something that led to the concept of stress. He discovered that people were not dying of old age. People are not dying of old age, but rather people are dying of wear and tear in their body organs. People are not dying of old age. They are dying of wear and tear in their body organs. Wear and tear in their heart because of high blood pressure. Wear and tear in their lungs. Wear and tear in their liver. Wear and tear in their kidney and the like. He went further to say that the wear and tear of the body organs were not really caused by aging, but rather they were caused by stress. The aging of the body organ is caused by stress. Human body is designed in a way that it rebuilds itself. That is, the human body is self-regenerating, self-rejuvenating. That is why if you have a cut as a young person, the cut will heal by itself without you applying anything to it. If your system is okay, if you have a cut without adding anything to it, it will heal by itself. Do you know that your DNA renews itself every 2 months? Your skin cell rebuilds itself and renew itself every month. Your liver rebuild and renew itself every 6 weeks. Your stomach lining rebuild and renew itself every 5 days. Your brain cells rebuild and renew itself every year. Your blood cell, particularly red blood cell, rebuild itself every 4 months, 120 days. Your bone rebuild and renew itself every 3 months. So the question is this: if the body has been designed to function this way, renewing itself, why do people still fall sick or have organ failure? Why will aging kill people? Why will aging kill people? One major factor that gets in the way of your body and prevent it from rebuilding itself is stress. The stress that you allow through the thinking about marriage, thinking about your family, thinking about your husband, thinking about your wife, thinking about your children, thinking about finance, thinking about rent, thinking about school fees. The stress you go through this thought increase wear and tear in your organ. And therefore stimulate the aging process. This man, Anslae, who is a pathologist, found out that after every stressful event, the person that have gone through that stress will pay for it. Anytime you go through stress, you pay for it. Anytime you go through stress, you pay for it. Anytime you go through stress, you pay for it. You pay for it, for example, with your organ. You pay for it. This payment is made through aging of your body. Aging of your body organ. Aging of your body organ, which consequently lead to reduction of the lifespan. The aging of your body organ caused by stress is what leads to the reduction of the lifespan. So the consequences of stress in your system is that your body organ will begin to age and grow older, and this leads to shortness of lifespan. Shortness of lifespan. Shortness of lifespan. So the consequences of stress in your system is that your body organ begin to age and grow older, which leads to shortness of lifespan. Therefore, if I can keep stress out of my life, I stand the chance to live a very long life. And this explains the reason why some people who do not even eat healthy, they don't eat healthy, they smoke, they drink, they eat all sorts of rubbish, but they live long. They smoke, they drink, they even eat all sorts of rubbish, but guess what? So sorry, I'm having a lot of issue with my network today. This has been the reason why people that live unhealthy life, they drink, they smoke, they eat all sorts of rubbish, and some of them still live long. Because the body takes care of the rubbish they eat, but they take stress away from their life. No matter how healthy you eat, if you do not stop stress out of your life, if you do not keep stress out of your system, you will sacrifice your organ for it. Your sacrifice of eating will not pay off. Your sacrifice of eating well and eating right will not pay off. If you do not keep stress out of your system, worry and anxiety, depression, hopelessness, consequently leading to suicide. Remember that we are discussing the pressure that you face in relationship and marriage, and this pressure causes stress, and the stress leads to shortness of lifespan. The reason for this conversation is actually, what makes this conversation very important is that by marrying, you are inviting some stressor into your life that you must learn how to manage very well. Stress of taking care of your wife or husband, stress of having kid or taking care of your kid, stress of putting food on the table, stress of putting roof over your head, stress of taking care of your family. These stressors are coming from lack of money, lack to pay rent, lack of money to pay school fees, lack of trust in a relationship, infidelity in marriage, dealing with in-laws, unruly children, among others. So much stress in relationship and marriage. Being able to manage this stressful situation effectively does not mean you will live forever. It simply means that you will not age fast, and of course, you will not die quickly, but you will be able to live a very quiet and peaceable life, a stressless and stress-free life, and a happy and healthier life. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening today. We'll conclude this next week. Let me hear from you. What have you learned today? Shema, you're number one on my list. Good evening. Hello, Shema. Can you hear me? Shema, are you there?
Yes, sir. Me too. Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Though the line was breaking, but sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I kind of learned something, so but even this pressure, I think it has to do even with relationship too. Apart from before you get married.
Yes.
Yes, has to do with relationship. Because I kind of okay, so I was in a relationship before. I broke up with the person and I just got that there are some closure that we didn't actually do. So I wanted to close the relationship and I'm like, no, no, if the guy sees me, he usually turn his face away. We just walk out. He will see me, but he will turn his face like ignore me and all that. So there was one time that I was like, dude, why are you moving your face? Like, what the hell is going on? And he was like, oh, not enough now. Like, guys, we've been together for years. I know exactly what you're trying to do. Like, because I broke up with you, you are behaving this way. And I was like, I broke up with him. Then the next person the guy asked me was like, don't you want to get married? And I'm like, yes, I want to get married. But now, I cannot get married right now because of some things that I know that I cannot even deal with right now. I can't deal with it. I'm getting married, facing around, I'm building my own home. I can't do that. So unfortunately now because of what I called him, then we began talking together and all that. So this guy did something that normal in the relationship. We never did this before. I gave him my phone to he wanted to call from my phone. And I gave it to him and I left the phone with him. I went I went to her, I told her I was gonna come back to get my phone. So I and
I can't hear you. Hello? I can't hear you. What did you do with the phone? Sorry, I didn't get your point. What did you do with the phone?
get my privacy.
Is that what?
He
Okay.
went through my messages,
Put there
my
your privacy.
WhatsApp messages.
Okay.
Yes, my WhatsApp messages and all that. He was not asking who is this person, who is that person, and all that. I had to now tell him that, Oga, I'm not dating you. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me all these questions and all that? He was like, oh, doesn't really know why he's doing it and all that, blah, blah, blah. He was just giving me. So I'm like, okay, no problem, it's fine. I don't even have anything to hide in the first place. Now the guy is back now and he's asking me for relationship, and I'm like, dude, I'm not interested. And he's like, he doesn't mind. He's going to wait till when I am ready. So right now, I am.
That's okay now. If he's willing to wait till you are ready, why not?
Even if he's willing to wait, not for me, for
And
someone else,
that's
but
okay
not for
now.
me.
When you are ready, you find someone else, and you tell him you are ready in another relationship, he will move on now. You didn't worry yourself about that.
Oh, okay, all right. Because right now, he just come around do this, and I'm like, dude, leave me. Like, it's more or less like he's putting that pressure on me.
Now, I like that statement. Putting pressure on you. It's not
Yes.
putting pressure on you. It's the way you are interpreting what he's doing that make you to think that it's putting pressure on you. It's not putting pressure on you. It's your life. You decide when you want to get married. It's you that is thinking about it that making you to be under pressure. Ignore him.
I'm seeing him all the time. Like,
You see
he
him all
comes
the
around
time.
all the time.
That's
Yes.
okay. What you just ensure is anytime you meet him, avoid conversation around this area. Avoid it completely. And don't think about it. Think about the important things in your life. All right. You're kind of what? Yes, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Okay, so this pressure. Though what I want to ask is, let me not say kind of related to this, but somehow related because it's kind of like it's kind of hooking. I don't know if I should ask now. Maybe we'll talk later about that because the line. I don't know if can you really hear me.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so an issue occurred between a very close person to me, and
Yeah,
it
what?
was the fact someone very close to me,
Okay.
and it was the fact that she had an issue with a male friend, so soon to be fiance.
Okay.
Yeah, soon to be fiance, yes. And because of the issue they had, she did something that was very drastic, like
Like
very,
what?
very drastic. She she
Poison
went
herself.
out, she took his house key, she went home with it, she left him outside.
She took the
She
guy's
left,
house
like,
key, went
yes,
and let the guy outside.
yes,
The guy
and
should
left
carry
the guy
carpet and break
outside.
the door now.
So the guy was supposed to tell her and all that. This calling this one, the girl was just shouting, shouting, shouting. And normal, this guy's actually a calm person. So when I called him and he was like, he's very mad. If he see her, he's going to do something. I'm like, guy, calm down. Don't. I think you're very angry. If you even see her, don't talk. No matter how she says, if you cannot hold it again, just leave for her. And I was like, okay, no problem. He wants to go to church today. She called him this morning. It was calling her yesterday. She did not pick up. She now called him this morning. Now said that him is in church, that he has something that he will be back to the afternoon. Because the guy had a spare key from his friend, because he had a spare key from his friend, so he was able to open the door. He now locked his room door, like the bedroom door. You realize she broke the key, she broke the door. She spoiled the door, tapped her load, carry everything. When the guy friend was trying to like put them together and all that, she was just shouting at the top of her voice, which I know she can do because of who she is. The guy didn't say anything. And she now packed her load that she's already going, she packed her load that she's going, she's not staying again. And she's in his house, she's going to pack everything. She carried all the bag that she was carrying. She wanted to go. She now told the guy that she's going, The guy said, you can go now. She now said, so you will not even stop me.
Why should he stop him?
The guy was like, you said you want to go, you packed everything. Why will I stop you? Because obviously what she did was, the argument she had with you was just so drastic. You know that she pulled the guy by his shirt, held him on his neck. And I was like, oh my God, she has done it. Now the thing is, she learned it from the home. Alright? She learned it from the home because obviously her mom just did that. Now, she's not, she knows she should not have done that. She doesn't want to call the guy. She didn't want to come and apologize to her. And I was saying that, please, I was saying to her that, okay, ask her that you can talk to her. Let her even talk to you. She said, no, I should do that. I should do something, I should not disturb her if the guy is ready. I'm like, madam, you have done this first guy, second guy, third guy. I don't know whether this guy is even the sixth guy, maybe the seventh guy. I can't even count. I want to understand, please, why is it difficult for her to do this?
For what?
You are afraid. Accept that you are at fault. Why is it difficult for her to accept it?
Oh,
And she knows that she's at
fault. Mindset. The way we interpret things are different. So this is one of the challenge in relationship. Because we interpret it differently. So you have done something, I feel is wrong, you feel it's not wrong. That's a big challenge. That means there's a challenge with our value system. If we don't align our value system and be able to have the same mindset towards what is right or wrong, or what is necessary or not necessary, we'll keep having that issues. So that's one thing couple must learn to manage. But it's very possible he doesn't see anything wrong with it because of his upbringing, experience, and exposure he has had in life. So don't be surprised. I mean, that he just needs more awareness of the fact that what he has done is wrong and why he's wrong. But that's not for you to help her because he's an adult. You know, sometimes as adults, you need some drastic measures.
I cannot help her. Yes, the thing is, I need to help her because
I can't hear you again. I can't hear you again. Okay, Chama, you know what you can do? What you can do? What you can do? No, what you can do? Chat me when we finish. Let's talk about this. Now, Esther said the question is
Case.
Recording in progress.
my opinion on this is that to intervene, do you mean to help a lady that is having this under this pressure? If that's the situation, like I said earlier, the way he or she interprets it is very important. The way he or she interprets is very important. But let me tell you something. If you know someone who is looking to get married, who is not willing, who is not looking for marrying religion, family, tribe, or language, or color, such an individual, we can have a one-on-one conversation, and it can get someone within 6 months that he will marry. If he wants to marry, and he wants to marry someone that have the fear of God, but not necessarily, is not interested, his tribe, his color, his creed, he's just interested in the character, then he can. So maybe, Esther, we can have a conversation around this afterwards. All right, let's close. Thank you very much, everyone, for being able to join today. See you next week, and have a wonderful weekend.